ARLA.
Morning world, hope everybody is well. It's a splendid Monday morning here in the Hall household. All guns blazing today. I must have about 50 workmen here working on the garden, the kitchen, the windows, the doors, everything. So you might hear a few bangs and knocks throughout the session. But we're going to be in a leg session today, very boxing orientated.
Oh dear.
Whatever it was. Oh my god. Oh bloody hell. Pat, what have we done here?
Sorry.
Right, now that's cleaned up, we'll carry on. So today's a leg session, very boxing orientated. As we know, we're a big fight next year against Mr. Numbnuts. So a leg session, it's all about creating those exercises that are going to transfer over to the boxing. So boxing is very glute and hamstring heavy and quad heavy. Calves is probably one of the main ones for boxing, but in honesty, how you train calves for boxing is do boxing. You know, bouncing around the ring, going for walks, going for runs. That's how I do my calves. So I don't train calves for weights. It's pretty pointless. Jumping around on my feet, 4 or 5 times a week does that for me. So we're going to be doing step ups. We're going to be doing. So I rotate my exercises. Last week we did lunges. So this week we're going to be doing good mornings. Last week we did front squats. No, last week we did safety bar squats. So this week we're going to be doing normal squats. So I'm going to do good mornings, then normal squats, then hypers, and then we'll get into abs and biceps. After we've done the step ups, we'll do step up first because it just activates all the muscles. You know, fast up, slow down, gets everything activated, gets you all warmed up and prepped for the leg session. So here we go. Right, good mornings next. So with the good mornings, we like to keep as strict a form as we can. Big habit people have is when they do good mornings is they bend the legs and then they just end up doing a half squat, half good morning, which is really compromising your back. You're actually better off lowering the weight right down, keeping your legs slight bend, but try and keep them fixed. So the legs never bend at any point really. You might have a little bit of a bend at the bottom, but keeping the back straight and the legs straight, that way you're working those muscles. And again, with the boxing, it's very sort of back orientated, so you want to try and work on those muscles, the ducking and diving muscles, and also the pushing forward muscles as well. So weight unsure at the minute, but we'll start with empty bar and just keep putting 10 aside on and until we hit a happy place. Ideally, because we've got boxing later today, we don't want to be doing too much, so probably 3, possibly 4 sets should be plenty. Trying to reel it in. I mean, I've been doing this for 6 months now, and I'm starting to find that happy place between the weights and the boxing. At first I was trying to keep as strong as I possibly could, which is good. You know, I've never heard anyone say I wish I was weaker for that boxing fight, but there's that fine line between super powerful and super fit, and I'm just finding that now. So the weights are slowly decreasing, so we'll get going. Oh. Right, that's good morning's done. We're going to normal bar squats now with the whippy bar. So on the 8-foot whippy bar, it adds a bit of instability to it. And I'll swap belts as well, because this belt's great for good mornings and deadlifts, because it's got the short side, so it gives you a lot more mobility, you know, forward and backward. And I'll swap to a proper powerlifting belt now that proper secures your torso, gives you a bit more protection. So I've got different belts for different exercises. Right, just before we get stuck into the squat, about 40 minutes into the session, so we're talking about an hour and a half since I've had breakfast. So another hip protein for anyone interested. I use the whey from My Protein. It's a really good protein isolate, good quality one, tastes good as well. So sometimes mix it with water, but most of the time mix it with ARLA LACTOFREE. That's a good way of getting added protein in there, added carbs, good minerals, calcium or whatever else. Obviously it is lacto-free, so it doesn't bother me because I am lacto intolerant. But that's such a good product, especially in the strength world, powerlifting world, bodybuilding world. For those guys after that little bit of extra protein, a good nice little hit of carbs through a session or before the session or after the session, doesn't really matter. It's a fantastic product, it really is. It's got everything in it, and you don't get the bloat from if you don't agree with lacto. So cracking product. Delicious. Right, that squat's done. Is that 265 kilo? It's good. Belt helps a lot. Really takes the effort out your back. And anyone out there suffering with any kind of knee pain, one thing I found starting out in my strongman career, the first few years, I used to have shockingly bad knee pain, like really inflamed knees. Mainly from push pressing more than anything, like pushing the log, pushing the axle above my head. And then obviously when I tried to do the yoke and the farmers, my knees were just destroyed. And it was just a vicious snowballing effect. My knees got worse. And then I discovered something called patella supports to these. And what it does is, on the front of the knee here, you've got the patella tendon that goes down there. And 99 times out of 100, that always snaps out. Now you won't know it's doing it, but when you're working out, when you're push pressing, it snaps out, and that creates, it like flips over tendons and ligaments, and that creates all the inflammation in the knee. So what this does, it's got like quite a strong foam insert there, goes over the patella tendon, and it locks it in place so it can't move left or right. it locks it dead center, and then that stops the knee from getting worse. So since I started wearing the patella supports, probably I'm gonna say 2012, 2011, I've never had a knee problem since. Took about 3 months for all the knee pain and inflammation to clear up, and then I've never had any knee problems. And I put it down to patella supports. I'd wear these underneath the sleeves, and then put wraps on top if you're in a contest or whatever. But I'd always wear the patella supports. They're amazing on yoke farmers. Links in the bio, guys. Just come on sale. Nowhere else does these really. You'll get some cheap ones on Amazon or eBay, but these are the ones you want because they've got the foam insert that lock the patella in place. So grab yourself a pair. Right, up next, let's finish the squat. We'll move on to hypers. Just do 3 sets on the hypers and then smash out some abs and biceps quickly. So let's crack on. One of my favourite bits of kit, this is the reverse hyper. Very specialist. Literally, as you're doing it, it pulls your vertebra apart at the top, like that. So as you're standing, the vertebra are always being crushed. It just puts that nice little bit of relief off. Even for just a split second, but it lets all the fluid get back in. Really good for recovery on the back. One of my favourite bits of kit. Right. So that's that done. We'll get on to abs and biceps now. So we're going to do 3 sets of 10 on the ab wheel, just stretch out, and then 3 sets of probably 30 reps on bicep curls, superset them. So we've got 5 minutes to get all that done. Probably take a bit longer than that, but we'll rush on. Right, that's the leg session done, so we're just waiting for the cryo machine to cool down now. So we'll do this after every single weight session, every single day, and we do this, and then by the time I've had lunch, I have a nice warm shower, get into bed, and that warming up feeling makes you super sleepy. So and then have a couple hours kip in the afternoon, and then up, eat, and then straight out to boxing again. So it's pretty rigorous, you know, day in, day out, doing the weight session. We've been for a jog this morning, come back with stretch for best part of 45 minutes to an hour. Then we're doing the weight session for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Doing this, dinner, sleep for a couple hours, boxing for an hour and a half, back, physio, hot, cold treatments. It just goes on and on and on. It's all part of the process. But it's something that I wouldn't have any other way. If I didn't do this stuff, I'd be thinking, you know, going into the fight, I'd have some doubts, you know, have I done enough? Have I done all I could? And that's the worst thing you can do to your mentality is, you know, whether you win, draw or lose, at least you can stand there on that pedestal with your arm in the air or that gold trophy, at least you can say, I did everything I could. And that's important. I need to be able to say that in my own head to be confident. I did everything I could, and I am doing everything I can. Pretty cool how this device works with liquid nitrogen. So it sucks up liquid nitrogen, turns it into gas form, and that's basically what's spinning around your body. I've got a handheld device coming as well, so basically it'll be running off a tank as well, but it'll be basically do specific areas. So say if you hurt your elbow, you could just do the elbow or just the knee. So that's coming hopefully the end of this week, starting next week. And again, that's just another arsenal of tools that I'm going to add. Oh, let's go. Ooh. Oh my days.
150 straight away.
150, knock it down. Jesus Christ.
Oh. 74.
What?
Yeah, it's on full time.
Full time?
It's got to 190 now.
No, you put the time down, not up.
No.
It's the fill time is down to 1 second.
200.
Jesus.
Minus 200.
Minus 200. I can feel it.
Up
Like
straight.
literally, my legs are. I can't feel my legs straight away.
Even on 2 seconds, it's still fucking 135.
135. Right, knock it up to 3 now. Keep it around that. Oh my days, what's it on now?
30.
Jesus Christ, knock it down.
It's down as well.
Oh,
You got 5 seconds left.
oh, get me out. Get me out, get me out, get me out. Jesus Christ, that's cold. Oh. Feel that. Lower down, no, like there. That's like ice cube cold, isn't it? Right, thank God that's over. Oh, right, it's important after the cryo I get warmed up, get some food in me. By the time I've had my dinner, I'll be having a nice warm shower, climb into bed, and then I'll just knock myself out and wake up about 3 o'clock ready for boxing at 4. So it's all good day in, day out doing this kind of stuff, but I'm really enjoying it. But more importantly now, I'm absolutely starving, so I'm gonna say my byes. All right guys, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. All links to all products will be in the description, so if you want to check anything out with the My Protein, the ARLA and the belts and the knee supports and everything. But stay safe, big love the beast, take care.